Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
All right, let's dive into something different today. Living on the ocean, not, boats, not cruise ships. We're talking actual homes designed to float.
Wow.
Yeah. We've got Ocean Builders. They're the company making waves with this idea, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all their marketing materials, some articles about them, ready to go, ready to unpack it.
Yeah.
Think high-tech, futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
Pods that promise a sustainable lifestyle.
Right.
That are they all they're cracked up to be? That's what we want to know, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're here to find out. Separate the hype from the reality.
Mm-hmm.
What would life in an Ocean Builder's home really be like?
Yeah. The interesting thing here is that Ocean Builders isn't just trying to sell you, a house.
Right.
They're pitching a whole new way of life.
Okay.
And their vision is ambitious.
Yeah.
They're aiming to expand civilization onto the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, and they believe that this could actually be the answer to problems like land scarcity and rising sea levels.
And they're really pushing this idea of sustainability, calling their approach eco-restorative.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get into, how they're planning to save the planet,
Right.
let's talk about these homes.
Yes.
Their flagship model, the SeaPod, looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does. It has that futuristic vibe.
Yeah.
Picture a pod-shaped structure
Okay.
sitting atop a spar, kind of like a giant, super stable buoy.
Okay.
So it keeps your home safe above the waves.
Right.
But what might surprise you is the size.
Okay.
833 square feet.
Wow.
It's surprisingly spacious.
So you're not crammed in a tiny capsule?
You're not cramped. No, you've got room to spread out.
Okay.
And with the potential for over 570 square feet of window,
Oh, wow.
it probably feels even bigger.
Yeah.
Imagine waking up to panoramic ocean views every morning.
An automatic bathroom door.
Uh,
Okay, that's pretty nifty. Gotta love a bit of futuristic luxury.
yeah.
But beyond the wow factor, they're really emphasizing this smart home technology.
Right.
They've got this voice assistant named Cora, personalized automation, and even a system to minimize those electromagnetic fields, or EMFs,
Yeah.
that some people are concerned about.
Right.
They're really packing in the tech.
Yeah.
But how does all of this fit with their, eco-friendly promises?
Well, they rely heavily on solar panels for power with backup generators just in case.
Right.
For water, they've got a system to collect rainwater
Okay.
and another to desalinate seawater.
Wow.
And importantly, they're using gray water and black water tanks for waste management.
Okay.
So they're aiming to be as self-sufficient as possible.
That's good to hear. It seems they're putting some serious thought into minimizing their impact.
Yeah.
But the SeaPod isn't their only model, is it? There's also the SeaPod Eco and the Green Pod.
Right.
What makes those different?
Yeah, you're right. They've got a few options. The Eco, as the name suggests, is designed to be more affordable.
Okay.
It's their answer to making this lifestyle accessible to more than just the super wealthy.
Great.
Now, they don't give us all the details on how they're cutting costs,
Okay.
but they mention focusing on a simple design that can be built quickly and easily anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So maybe they're using different materials or simplifying the construction process.
That makes sense. It seems like they're betting that a lower price point will open this up to a wider range of people.
Yeah.
But what about this Green Pod? This one sounds even more interesting.
Yeah.
They mentioned it being larger and having these unique features like a custom shower climbing grip.
Yeah, the Green Pod is their premium option.
Yeah.
It boasts the same square footage as the SeaPod, but with the potential for even more windows.
Wow.
It sits a bit higher above the water,
Okay.
and it's built on a sturdy steel and concrete spar
Okay.
for extra stability.
Right.
And yes, they mentioned that shower grip. It seems like a fun little nod to the fact that, well, living on the ocean means things could get a little rocky sometimes.
Okay. The shower grip is cool, but realistically, how often are things that rocky?
Right.
What's the day-to-day like? And honestly, wouldn't you miss the sounds of nature on land.
Yeah.
Like, birds singing,
Yeah.
wind rustling through leaves.
It's true. You would be trading those land-based sounds
Yeah.
for constant ebb and flow of the ocean.
Right.
It's a different kind of peacefulness.
Yeah, yeah.
As for the day-to-day, well, it's probably going to depend on the location and the weather.
Sure.
But even on calmer waters, there's going to be movement.
Right.
It's part of the experience. And they are certainly promoting that adventurous, active lifestyle,
Yeah.
including things like a kayak, a paddleboard, and even a jet ski dock with each home.
So it's not just about living on the water.
Right.
It's about living with the water.
Exactly.
I'm curious to know more about the people behind all of this. We've mentioned the CEO, Grant Remunt,
Right.
but there's also owner Sebastian Larrañaga, the mechatronics engineer.
Yeah.
They must have a pretty unique skill set to be making all this a reality.
Absolutely. Yeah. Grant Remunt has this long career in tech and entrepreneurship.
Cool.
He's clearly passionate about futuristic concepts and making them a reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then Omar Sebastian Larrañaga with his expertise in mechatronics,
Right.
which is that blend of mechanical, electrical, and computer engineering.
Wow.
He's crucial to designing the SeaPod's technology.
Yeah.
They're a pretty dynamic duo.
They certainly are. But here's the big question.
Yeah.
Why should anyone actually care about all this?
Right.
What's the so what of ocean living?
Yeah.
Is this just a fancy new way to live for a select few?
Mm.
Or could this actually be a solution to some of the challenges we're facing?
Yeah, that's the key question, isn't it? Yeah. Ocean Builders is tapping into some much larger trends
Okay.
and challenges.
Okay.
Think about land scarcity, for instance.
Yeah.
As the global population grows,
Right.
coastal cities become increasingly crowded.
Mhm.
The ocean offers this vast, untapped frontier for human habitation.
Yeah.
It's almost like a new kind of real estate is opening up.
It's like they're saying, hey, if we're running out of space on land, let's just build on the water. A pretty radical idea.
Yeah, it is.
But could this actually be a more sustainable way to live?
That's a question worth exploring.
Yeah.
They claim to be eco-friendly,
Right.
but we need to look at the whole picture.
Yeah.
What are the environmental impacts of building these homes
Right.
and the infrastructure they require?
Right.
How do they affect marine life?
Yeah.
These are all things that need to be considered as we think about the future of ocean living.
It definitely challenges our assumptions about what a home can be.
Right.
And it raises some fascinating questions about the future of housing and community.
Yeah.
Could we see entire floating cities one day?
Yeah.
Would people live permanently on the ocean, or would it be more like a vacation lifestyle?
Right.
I mean, it makes you think.
Yeah, these are questions we can't answer, definitively yet, but they're definitely worth pondering.
Yeah.
We're talking about a potential paradigm shift in how we think about living spaces.
It's definitely thought-provoking. I'll give them that.
Okay.
It makes you wonder, with technology advancing so rapidly,
Yeah.
how might ocean living evolve in the next decade?
Right.
What unforeseen challenges or opportunities might pop up as more people consider life on the sea?
Yeah.
Okay, before we get too lost in the future,
Yeah.
let's bring it back to the present.
Okay.
We've talked about the SeaPod and its luxury features,
Yeah.
but they also mentioned a SeaPod eco model
Right.
that's supposed to be more affordable.
Right.
I'm curious to know how they're making that happen.
Well, the SeaPod Eco is designed to be more accessible,
Okay.
recognizing that a fully loaded SeaPod with all the bells and whistles
Right.
isn't going to be realistic for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, they don't go into a ton of detail about the specifics of the EcoPod's cost savings.
Okay.
They do emphasize that it stands for economy, eco-friendly, and eco-restorative,
Okay.
suggesting a focus on sustainability and affordability.
So maybe they're using more sustainable materials or simplifying the design to cut costs?
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
They mentioned wanting a super simple design that could be manufactured quickly, economically, and easily from anywhere in the world.
Okay.
It could also be a matter of scaling things down.
Hmm.
Maybe the EcoPod is smaller or offers fewer customizable options.
Makes sense. They're probably betting that a more affordable entry point will attract a wider range of buyers.
Yeah, that's a smart strategy.
Yeah.
If they want to truly pioneer a new way of living,
Right.
they need to make it attainable for more than just the wealthy elite.
Exactly. But let's not forget about their third model, the green pod.
Right.
This one sounds even more intriguing than the SeaPod.
Yeah.
They mentioned it being larger and having unique features like that custom shower climbing grip.
The green pod is definitely positioned as the premium option.
Okay.
It has 3 half floors,
Okay.
totaling 833 square feet,
Wow.
with a potential for a whopping 578.45 square feet of windows.
Wow.
It's built on a steel and concrete spar for stability,
Okay.
sits 7.5 feet above the water,
Okay.
and has a generous 1,250 cubic feet of storage space.
Wow, those are some impressive specs. But why would they need that climbing grip in the shower? Yeah.
Is it really that rough out there?
Well, it seems like they're acknowledging the reality that living on the ocean
Yeah.
comes with its own set of considerations.
Okay.
You know? Weather, waves, currents.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Having a climbing grip in the shower is a playful nod to the adventurous nature of this lifestyle.
It's almost like they're anticipating a bit of swashbuckling in the shower. But seriously, it speaks to their commitment to safety and practicality, even in the face of potentially challenging conditions.
And it highlights a crucial point about ocean living in general.
Okay.
It requires a certain level of adaptability and resilience. You're living in a dynamic environment that demands respect and careful consideration.
So it's not just about the cool tech and the amazing views.
Right.
There's a real element of embracing the unknown and being prepared for the unexpected. Absolutely. And that's something potential buyers need to understand.
Yeah.
Living on the ocean is a unique experience with its own set of rewards and challenges.
Speaking of challenges, one thing that jumps out at me is the potential for isolation.
Mm.
You know, when you're living on the water, you're literally separated from everything on land.
Mm-hmm.
How do they address that?
Well, they don't shy away from the fact that ocean living promotes a certain degree of solitude.
Right.
In fact, they seem to embrace it.
Yeah.
They talk about it being a place to escape the noise and distractions of modern life, to reconnect with nature,
Right.
and find inner peace.
It's almost like a retreat, a place to unplug and recharge.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you get a little stir crazy after a while?
Right.
And what about practical things like getting groceries?
Yeah, that's where their vision of a floating community comes in. They imagine having multiple SeaPods clustered together, creating a small village
Okay.
on the water.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're working on developing transportation solutions,
What?
like underwater vehicles
Wow.
and drone delivery services
Hell yeah.
to make it easier to get around.
Drone delivery to the middle of the ocean. So I could literally have a pizza party with dolphins.
Well, but
Sign me up.
that seems to be the idea. They even have plans for underwater vehicles that can transport people and goods
Okay.
between SeaPods and the shore.
Wow.
So they're really trying to create a self-sufficient yet connected community on the water.
It's like a blend of off-the-grid living with all the conveniences of modern technology.
Exactly.
An interesting paradox.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to their vision of a blue economy.
Right.
They're not just building homes.
Yeah.
They're trying to create a whole new economic ecosystem around ocean living.
Yeah.
What does that look like in practice?
Well, they have something called the Blue Economy Incubator Residential Program,
Okay.
which invites entrepreneurs and innovators
Okay.
to collaborate and develop solutions for ocean living.
So they're creating a hub for people who are passionate about this new frontier.
Exactly. They're encouraging people to come up with new technologies, businesses, and ways of life specifically designed
Oh, right.
for a world where humans are living sustainably on the ocean.
That's pretty forward thinking. It's not just about building homes. It's about building a whole new way of life.
Right, and that's where things get really exciting. You know, we're talking about a potential paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Not just in how we live,
Right.
but in how we interact with our planet.
But let's be realistic.
Yeah.
there are bound to be challenges.
Of course, living on the ocean is not without its risks. We've already talked about the potential for isolation and the need for adaptability.
Right.
But there are also practical concerns about things like maintenance, waste disposal, and access to emergency services.
Yeah.
These are all important considerations for anyone thinking about making the leap to ocean living.
These are all valid points. And what about the environmental impact?
Yeah.
How do they ensure that their homes and the community they're building are truly sustainable,
right,
and don't harm the ocean ecosystem?
That's a crucial question. They talk a lot about being eco-restorative, but they need to prove that their designs and practices are actually beneficial to the environment.
Right.
Things like responsible waste management,
yeah,
renewable energy sources, and minimizing pollution are going to be key.
Absolutely, and they also need to consider the impact on marine life.
Right.
Building structures in the ocean inevitably alters the habitat.
Right.
So they need to find ways to mitigate that impact and even enhance the ecosystem if possible.
It is, and it's going to require ongoing research,
right,
innovation, and collaboration with marine biologists and environmental experts.
So there's a lot of potential, but also a lot of responsibility that comes with this vision of ocean living.
That's right. Ocean Builders is making bold claims.
Yeah.
And now they need to back them up with concrete actions.
Right.
And demonstrable results.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, they've definitely captured our imagination and sparked a fascinating conversation about the future of human habitation.